My idiot best friend tried to seduce his crush and ended up getting the police involved. The aftermath made me question everything I knew about love. So my best friend Skip had a major crush on a girl who I will call Sally. Sally was that girl who was asked out by many due to her beauty and bubbly personality. She was an artist with a very creative mind. Due to her own creativity, she loved it when guys were super creative when they would ask her out on dates. The more creative, the more you had her attention. It was getting close to Valentine's Day. It was time for the dance we called the Sweethearts Ball. Skip desperately wanted to ask Sally to the dance, but couldn't come up with a creative enough way to ask her. Myself and our friend were popping off suggestions while at lunch. I told him he could send her some roses and say, "My heart would be like these roses, in full bloom and full of life, if you go to the Sweethearts with me." Another friend chimed in, telling Skip to send her a bag of M&Ms and say, "It would be so sweet if you would go to the Sweethearts with me." Another friend stated that he should toilet paper her car and say, "It would wipe me out, if you went to the Sweethearts with me." And yet another friend threw out a suggestion, asking Skip why not just pour a heart shape on her lawn with gasoline and light it on fire and say, "My heart would go up in flames if you went to the sweet heats with me." Skip, listening to all of this, had his mind clamp around one thing that was mentioned. I'm sure at this point, some of you have already figured out, the one he chose to do. This was all on a Friday. Now none of us were present when Skip asked her, however, we did see the aftermath. Here are the events that followed. Monday, Sally avoided Skip. Like, he's a psycho, avoided him. Tuesday, Skip was starting to behave irregular. Always very nervous and looking over his shoulder. Wednesday, Skip's name is called over the intercom system before classes start. About 10 minutes later, principal's office calls myself and a couple of friends. We are told to sit outside the office. We were all discussing what kind of stupidity Skip could have pulled off. We were all debating, telling each other here there was no way he toilet papered her car or burned her lawn. There was just no way. I mean, Skip was dumb, but he wasn't that dumb. A few minutes later, Sally walks into the office. She had a smirk on her face. She says to us, "Have they told him yet?" All of us were totally confused. That's when the door opens. Skip comes out in handcuffs. He was crying his eyes out, repeating how sorry he was over and over again. It was then that Sally walked up to him and gave him a huge hug. While hugging him, she tells him that she will go to the Sweethearts Ball with Skip. My friend and I's jaws just drop. We are all thinking, what the F just happened? They uncuffed him, and Skip has the what the F look as well. The fire marshal then walks out laughing. He then starts speaking. "It was all her idea, I couldn't refuse my little girl, however, you ever set fire to my lawn again, I'll kick your butt. You will come and fix it. And you three, stop putting ideas into his head. He will clearly do anything you guys tell him to." That was the day we found out that Sally's father was the fire marshal in our county. He and the sheriff gave Skip a tongue lashing for setting fire to his front yard, with a heart shape burning in the grass. And a sign by the front door saying, "My heart will go up in flames if you went to the Sweethearts with me." Skip and Sally have been happily married for 23 years now.